So it's finally come to the point where you're going to be laying your turf. Exciting times. Now there's a couple of things to consider. If it's going to be hot, you want to start nice and early, get the grass down and get the water onto it straight away. And if it's been wet, because this is cut fresh for you every day, there might be a delay coming out of the farm because they can't cut it. Now, when I started laying turf, it was just get the soil ready, lay it out and water it. And I had great results. But for even better results, I use Sir Launcher now. It goes underneath the turf before you lay it. A little bucket like this, 3 kilos, will do 100 square meters easy. What it does is it's got a thing called moisture magnets in it. So when you water the lawn, the water hangs around longer and this guy gets established quicker. It's a win-win because it's got a starter fertilizer in it as well. So how do we apply it? Well, light, and I like to go over it both ways in both directions so I know I've got a nice even coverage. The reason why I like to do it light and go over it in a couple of different directions, it's a lot easier to put a little bit more down if it's light than to try and pick it up if you put down too much. We're ready to lay turf. Now it's pretty simple. I always tell people, make sure it's green side up. That's a great start. But actually there is a bit of a science to it. I like to go around the edges against any hard surfaces with full slabs. Brickwork, concrete tiles are going to heat up far more than any other material. So the grass that's hard up next to it needs to be strong and robust. If you've got little cuts on the edges, they're going to dry out quicker and easier. Big pieces like this, you've got the best possible chance of taking. It's not too hard to lay turf, but if you do a couple of things and you show a little bit of patience putting it down, you're going to get a better result. The first thing is I like to get them nice and butt next to each other. It just means that there's less air in these joints, less chance for them to dry out. And if you have a look at this, it's kind of like a brick pattern. I'm starting with halves and then the next course I'm starting with a full. And that just means it breaks up the lines so it looks better straight away. And if you do get a big downpour of rain, it's not going to wash everything away. If you're working on a slope, it's really important that you work across it. If you get a heavy downpour and all your turf is sloping down towards the bottom, the water and the turf will pick up speed and everything will move on you before the root system gets established. On a nice flat area like this, it's not so important, but aesthetically, it just depends on where you're looking at the lawn, because for the first couple of weeks, you're going to see a few little lines. I'm going across this way because most people are ending the building that way. With warm weather, I recommend you start watering even before you finish laying. It means the grass won't dry out, it'll also keep you cool. But get water on it ASAP, no matter what the temperature. By far and away, this is the most enjoyable part of the job. Watering it in, standing back and admiring your new Sir Walter lawn. Now, how much do you water? Well, at first, I don't think you can overwater a new lawn. I like to do it morning and night. Straight off the bat, as soon as you finish, give it a nice heavy soaking. I like to get it so wet that when I walk on it, I can hear the whack, whack, whack. And that means that the turf's getting contact with the soil and it's not going to dry out on you. On the hottest of days, if it looks like it needs a water, it does. And I reckon for about the first month, you can't overwater it. Good rule of thumb is if you try and lift it up and it's already knitted and it won't budge, that means the roots have taken and you can start to back off from the water a little bit. As far as long term, I only water my lawn when it looks like it needs it. For a good looking lawn like this, find your nearest Lawn Solutions Australia grower.